Welcome back to Introduction to Engineering Design. This is Module 4.1G, and today we're going to work on some more advanced modeling techniques, both additive and subtractive modeling. And you've experienced some of this in your puzzle cube, but not all of it. And we're going to step it up quite a bit in our modeling techniques. So we talk about additive. What we really mean is we mean how we would model something by adding blocks. What we've got here are 4 parts, and you're going to make 5 different, or 4 drawings. You're going to make 5 different parts out of these using a combination of additive and subtractive modeling. This demonstration is going to walk you through each one of those 5 parts. We're starting off with the very first one, which is question number 1. In question number 1, we've got this diagram, and it asks to be made in the most efficient manner. And I'm going to show you one way by tracing the outline of the front of this drawing. So we're going to trace out this shape as my cursor flashes around the very front of it, and it almost looks like half of an H to me. So let's get started. In Solidworks is open. I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to take a part. If I'm in the Advanced tab, it'll be under Templates, Part, Novice. It'll just be Part. Okay. Once this starts up, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by modeling in a sketch, and I'm just going to use the front plane. So we'll go ahead and go File. We're going to go ahead and go on the Sketch tab, the Sketch button, Sketch button. Click that, and we'll go on the front plane. I'm going to start to outline my shape, and you'll see that it's just basically a half of an H. So I'm just going to choose my line tool, start at the origin, get my coincident marker, and start sketching out the bottom of my H shape. I'm not too concerned about proportion. I'd like to get it close, but I'm not going to go crazy on that. And I'd also like to get it symmetric. But what I really want to do is I want to pay attention to my vertical and horizontal glyphs. So if I go ahead and were to zoom in here, you'll see that I've got vertical, horizontal, horizontal, vertical. Those are kind of important in this model. So once I've sketched out my basic shape, I'm just going to go ahead and start adding dimensions. And I'm going to start with the width. So it's 4 inches wide. Each one of these tabs are 0.5. Let's go Smart Dimension. And I start out with my biggest dimension first usually. That keeps my model from blowing up later on. And now I'm going to do each one of these tabs at 0.5 and 0.5. Now you'll notice that I'm dimensioning between lines. I could also just grab the line and dimension it, and we'll show you that here in just a second. So my next dimension is 1.5 to this height, and this is an example of that, 1.5, and I got to do it on both sides. And then we're going to make this height, another way to dimension between lines. I'm going to make this 1 inch. So you'll see my model's eventually turning black because it's getting more and more defined. The height of the bottom here is 0.5. And the height, or the width of the top, is 2 inches from side to side here. And I believe it is 1 inch in from the edge. Now I noticed a couple things about this model. First of all, it's all black. The second thing here is that we are fully defined. So if I come down here, you'll see I'm fully defined. So now let's go ahead and extrude this. So I can exit my sketch, or I could just click on Features and Extrude right from the sketch. And it's going to say, hey, he wants to extrude that sketch. A couple different ways I can extrude this sketch. I can extrude it from the plane out, one direction, 2 directions, or I could go here and say I'm going to do a mid-plane. So I'm just going to do a mid-plane extrusion, and my depth is going to be the depth of the model, which you'll see is 2.5. And there we have it. I accept it. So now what I've done is I've essentially sketched the front face of that model. I have to add the tab onto this back side here. So that tab. So let's go ahead and do that. That looks like it's 1.5 inches by 1/4 inch tall, and 1/2 inch in from the side, 3/4 inch down from the top. So to do that, I'm going to choose a sketch button, choose this face, and now I'm going to choose a rectangle. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to go use the corner rectangle just to show you that. Click, drop, click, again, accept it, and dimension. So we talked about the dimensions of this being 1.5 wide and 1/4 inch deep. So there's my 1/4 inch. And here's my overall width. You'll notice that as I give it a size, it does not become defined because I haven't given it a location. So several different ways I could give it a location. I could indicate its center over the top of the origin, but I'm going to use what the drawing shows. And the drawing shows it offset 1/2 inch from this left face, or the front face rather, 3/4 inch down from that step. So I'll give those dimensions now. .5 and 0.75, and that should fully define my sketch. All right, you'll notice I'm fully defined. Down this lower corner here, if I can get it into view. Move that fully defined. And you'll also notice that I can exit my sketch. So I'm going to exit my sketch, and from this feature, I'm going to extrude it. The distance I'll extrude is 0.75 inches. So I like to hold down my mouse wheel, roll my puzzle, or roll my part rather, so I can see my extrusion, and then I'm going to type in 0.75 inches and merge results. There's my finished part, and this is question 1, so I'm going to go ahead and file, save as, and I'll just choose any old location, doesn't really matter. I would advise you though to put it in some kind of a file structure where you can find it again, and save it as question number 1. So we're going to put this up here into, I'll make a folder, and I'm going to make a folder on my desktop, and I'm going to call it 41G. Open that up, and this is going to be saved as question 1. That's it for question 1. Thanks for watching.